Your anxiety is not just a feeling. It is a loop. And the harder you try to escape it, the tighter the loop becomes. Maybe nothing has even happened yet. But your brain has already played the worst possible ending. Your boss frowns for 1 second, and suddenly your mind starts racing. Is he unhappy with me? Am I about to get fired? What if I lose my job? What about the mortgage? What will my family think of me? Then nighttime comes. Your body is exhausted, but your mind feels like it has 20 browser tabs open at once. Tomorrow's work. Next month's bills. That one sentence you said wrong. That future disaster that may never happen. And the more you tell yourself, stop thinking about it, the louder it gets. The harder you try to calm down, the more anxious you become. This does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you lack discipline. It may mean your brain has entered one of the most common anxiety loops. And if you do not understand this loop, anxiety can slowly take over your life. Today, we are not talking about empty motivation. We are not going to say, just relax, or think positive. Because if those worked, you would have done them already. Instead, we are going to talk about CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. CBT does not ask you to pretend everything is fine. It helps you see what is actually happening inside your mind. Because anxiety is rarely just one emotion. It is a system. A thought appears. That thought triggers fear. Fear changes your body. Your heart beats faster. Your chest tightens. Your hands sweat. Then those body sensations make you even more afraid. So you avoid. You delay. You distract yourself. And after you avoid, the problem gets bigger. Then your brain says, "See? I knew I couldn't handle this." That is how anxiety traps you. Not all at once. Step by step. Let's say you are behind at work. At first, the thought is simple, I'm a little behind. But within seconds, it becomes, I'm not going to finish. My boss will think I'm incompetent. My performance will be terrible. I might get fired. If I lose my income, my life is over. But look carefully. What actually happened? The task is not finished yet. That is the real situation. But your brain has already jumped to the worst possible ending. Now your body reacts, as if the disaster is already happening. Your heart races. Your chest tightens. You cannot focus. So to escape that discomfort, you pick up your phone. You scroll. You watch videos. You tell yourself, just 5 minutes. Then 1 hour disappears. The work is still there. The pressure is worse. And now you attack yourself. Why am I so useless? I have no self-control. I deserve to feel anxious. Do you see the loop? The task did not break you. The loop did. A catastrophic thought creates anxiety. Anxiety creates avoidance. Avoidance increases pressure. And pressure seems to prove the catastrophic thought was true. So the anxiety becomes stronger. This is one of the most important ideas in CBT. Thoughts, emotions, and behaviors affect each other. Your thoughts shape how you feel. Your feelings shape what you do. And what you do changes how you see yourself. That is why asking, "How do I stop being anxious?" is often the wrong first question. Because the more you try to force anxiety away, the more you monitor it. Is it gone? Is it still here? Am I anxious again? Now you are not solving anxiety. You are watching it all day. It is like telling yourself, "Do not think about a white bear." And immediately, there it is. A white bear. So the first step is not to push the thought away. The first step is to notice it. What am I thinking right now? Is this thought helping me solve a problem? Or is it just replaying a disaster movie in my head? Because many people are not anxious about what is happening now. They are anxious about what might happen later. Your body is in the office. Your mind is 3 months in the future, imagining failure. Your body is in bed. Your mind is rehearsing everything that could go wrong tomorrow. Your body is eating dinner. Your mind is replaying something you said yesterday. Your body lives in the present. But your mind is trapped in the past and the future. That is mental exhaustion. You have not taken action. But inside your head, you have already suffered for an entire day. Now, this does not mean anxiety is always bad. A certain amount of anxiety is useful. If you have an exam tomorrow, a little anxiety pushes you to study. If a deadline is coming, a little anxiety helps you plan. If something feels wrong in your body, a little anxiety tells you to get it checked. Anxiety is supposed to be an alarm system. The problem is when the alarm becomes too sensitive. It rings at every small movement. And sometimes it keeps ringing when there is no real danger. Worse than that, many kinds of anxiety do not lead to action. You worry for 3 hours but write nothing. You imagine failure again and again but prepare nothing. You replay 10 disasters in your head, but the real problem does not get smaller. At that point, anxiety is no longer helping you. It is just draining you. So you need to separate two kinds of anxiety. Useful anxiety pushes you toward action. Useless anxiety keeps you spinning in place. If anxiety makes you prepare, communicate, or solve a problem, it may be useful. But if it only makes you think, fear, delay, and repeat, then it has started to take control. So what can you do? Here are 2 practical methods. The first method: bring your attention back to one specific action. Anxiety pulls your attention into the future. Your job is not to debate the future. Your job is to come back to the next real step. If you are too anxious to work, do not say, "I have to finish the whole project today." That is too big. Your brain will want to escape. Instead, make the action smaller. Open the document. Read the first line. Fix one title. Write one sentence. Organize one piece of paper. Reply to one simple email. The point is not that this action is impressive. The point is that it brings you out of the disaster movie and back into reality. Because real problems are usually solved one step at a time. Anxiety says, "What if everything falls apart?" Action says, "Finish this page first." Anxiety says, "You can't do this." Action says, "Just do 5 minutes." And often, you realize something important. It is not that you truly cannot do it. It is that you have spent so much time thinking, "I can't do it," that you never started. When you focus on a specific action, anxiety may not disappear immediately. But its volume gets lower. You are not fighting anxiety. You are taking back control, one small move at a time. The second method is called scheduled worry time. It sounds strange. Why would I schedule time to worry when I already worry too much? Because for many people, the real problem is not that anxiety appears. It is that anxiety appears everywhere. At breakfast, in the shower, during work, before sleep, at 3 a.m. It has no boundary. So you give it one. For example, every night from 8:30 to 9 o'clock, you create a worry time. During that time, you write down, "What am I worried about? What is the worst case scenario? What can I control? What can I not control? What is one small action I can take tomorrow?" But outside that time, when anxiety suddenly appears, you say, "I am not ignoring you. I will deal with you at 8:30. Right now, I am returning to what is in front of me." This is not avoidance. This is boundary setting. You are turning anxiety from an all-day broadcast into a limited-time broadcast. You are not saying, "I am not allowed to feel anxious." You are saying, "Anxiety can show up, but it does not get to own my entire day." After practicing this for a while, many people notice something surprising. The problem that felt enormous during the day does not feel as urgent at night. Some worries do not even feel worth writing down anymore. And slowly, you realize many urgent problems in your mind are actually false alarms created by emotion. Of course, if a problem still matters during worry time, do not just worry about it. Turn it into an action question. Do not only write, "I'm afraid I'll lose my job." Ask, "What can I do now? Can I update my resume? Talk to my supervisor? Improve one skill?" Reduce unnecessary spending? Look for backup options? When anxiety becomes action, it becomes information. But if all it does is repeat, "It's over," then it is not helping you. It is only exhausting you. There is another mistake many people make. They think reducing anxiety means suppressing negative thoughts. "I can't think this. This thought is terrible. I have to get it out of my head." But the mind does not work that way. In the physical world, if you do not want to see something, you can move it away. But in your mind, the harder you push a thought away, the more attention you give it. The more you check whether it is gone, the more it comes back. So when an anxious thought appears, you do not have to fight it immediately. You can simply say, "I notice that I am worrying about the future again." That sentence matters. Because you are no longer saying, "I am anxiety." You are saying, "I am observing anxiety." Those are completely different. One means you are inside the storm. The other means you are beginning to step back from it. Then ask, "Is this worry useful right now? Can I do something about it now? If not, can I leave it for my scheduled worry time?" Real emotional regulation is not about never feeling anxious. It is about not being automatically controlled when anxiety appears. Finally, if you truly want to use CBT to improve anxiety, do not just listen to ideas. Start recording. Because many people stay trapped because they have never seen their own anxiety pattern clearly. They only know, "I feel terrible. I'm stressed. I can't control it." But they do not know, "When do I usually become anxious? What thoughts appear most often? What disaster do I usually believe? What do I do after anxiety shows up? Do I avoid? Do I procrastinate? Do I people please? Do I seek reassurance? Do I scroll on my phone?" That information is valuable. Here is a simple way to record it. First, write down the trigger. For example, "During the meeting today, my manager did not respond to my proposal." Second, write down the automatic thought. "He must think I did a terrible job. I probably left a bad impression. He won't give me important projects again." Third, rate the emotion from 0 to 10. 0 means no anxiety. 10 means extreme anxiety. Fourth, rate how much you believe the thought. How much do you believe, "My manager thinks I'm terrible"? Is it a 3 or an 8? This step is powerful. Because when anxiety is strong, you treat thoughts like facts. But recording reminds you, this is a thought, not reality. You do not need to write a long journal entry every day. Even one short record a day is enough. Over time, you may notice, you are not anxious about everything. Maybe you are especially afraid of being judged. Or you may notice, whenever anxiety appears, your mind catastrophizes. One small problem becomes the end of the world. Or you may notice, your most common avoidance is not real rest. It is numbing yourself with your phone. When you see the pattern, you can begin to change the pattern. Otherwise, every anxiety attack feels like the first one. And every time, it pulls you away again. So the message of this video is not, "Don't be anxious." The message is, anxiety has a purpose. But it cannot run your life. It can remind you to prepare. But it cannot decide who you are. It can warn you about risk. But it cannot turn every possibility into a disaster. It can appear. But it should not take over every meal, every night, and every quiet moment of your life. You do not need to delete anxiety from your mind. You need to learn 3 things. First, identify the thought behind the anxiety. What story is it telling you? Second, return to the present. Start with one concrete action. Third, set boundaries. Let anxiety be handled at a fixed time, instead of letting it invade your whole day. You do not have to change your entire life today. Next time anxiety appears, pause for 1 second. Ask yourself, "Am I solving a real problem right now? Or am I just torturing myself in my head? If the answer is the second one, come back. Come back to your breathing. Come back to your hands. Come back to the words in front of you. Come back to the next action you can actually take. Anxiety loves to drag you into a future that has not happened yet. But your power can only be used in the present. So do not try to control your whole life tonight. Start with this minute. That is where control begins. If this video helped you, subscribe for more psychology videos that help you understand your mind more clearly.